got a full screen myself. Hey, everybody. Oh, it's not. Okay. How's it going? Yeah, it's Rosie Convoy here, day 75 of the carbon tax protest here in Canada. So, yes, I'm at the side of Highway 1. I'm in a new little room that we built for multi-purpose. It's not finished, obviously, and so you'll be hearing a lot of rigs behind me, a lot of honking from the highway. Hey, Tina. Hi, 12th Man Off Grid, Alaska. Yeah, thanks, you guys, for popping in. Tonight is going to be a show. It's a really special show, so I'll be bringing up my my co-host Jason here right away, and I'll let him kind of let you know exactly what we'll be doing tonight. So yeah, without further ado, Jason. Hey, how's it going, Jason? Oh, I can't hear you. Classic. I know. It's always Trudeau or Jacinda. They're always messing with our audio. Can I hear you yet? No, I can't hear you. So I'll just go ahead. Yeah, loving the comments. Don't forget to like, share. Yeah, get it out there. Tonight's going to be really special tonight. So, yeah. Jason, if you want to go ahead and maybe play the video.
I'm ready now, would you please take me down to the river? Wash my body, cleanse my soul down in the river. Wash away my sins, let them flow away. Till I'm purer than I was before I came. Smooth waters, can you carry me to my redemption? My redemption. Deliver me from the dark. Oh, pour my thoughts into it, let them soak in the river. Till they're pure, just like the waters on my skin. Wash over me. Oh, wash over me. Wash over me. Wash over me. Oh, wash over me. Wash over me. Dip me in, dip me down, dip me deep in the river. In the river. Fill my cup, fill my glass, fill my soul. Take me back, take me home to when I was a child. Where my mother was the only world I knew. Oh, wash over me.
I won't know what you're going to do about this shirt.
Hey, I said I was sorry. Now let go of me.
Sorry, don't get it, girl. What's going to happen about this shirt?
You just let me go.
I'll tell you what, mister. You can take that shirt and you can jam it up your poop chute.
Oh, boy. What'd you say, Sonny?
Folks,
I think you heard me.
I think there's going to be trouble.
You can take that shirt you got right there
In fact, I know there's going to be.
and jam it right up your poop chute.
You're looking for Max now, Sonny boy.
Hey, whoa.
Hey, Laura, over here. Hey, pop man.
Hey, now you just shut up. You two guys just...
Okay, here we go. Hello. Am I back?
Yes, you're back. Hi, Jason.
Excellent. We've just waiting for Miss Hina here. She seemed to wander off a little bit. Our guest is in the background. There she is. She's ready. I'll bring her in, shall I?
Yes, of course. Yeah, thank you. Hi, Trudeau Clown. Hi.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Kia ora.
Hi, Hine. Now, how do you,
Kia ora.
for our guests, how do you pronounce that,
Say
that
my
really
name?
long name?
My name is actually Candice Tuo. However, I was on a spiritual journey and then was given the name Hine Atua Te Araki Nui Arangi, which is quite a mouthful. But yeah, it's quite a beautiful protection over the mahi that I do, and signifies a lot of the work that I have to do on my path. So yeah, very, very blessed to have that name.
Now, did you watch that video I just played?
Yeah, I was looking at it and it looks like, so there's two different types of people that do that mahi. One is mahia atua, and I think the other one is mahiai, but I could be wrong on that name. But it's beautiful mahi, especially when it comes to our tāne and trauma recovery and healing, using the principles of te Māori. Beautiful, beautiful work.
What's the symbolization of the circle in the ocean?
Oh, for me, I couldn't tell you what they were trying to do there. I can only go from what I feel of it, which is, you know, we're not in this world alone. And especially when it comes to Tangaroa, when he wraps the ocean around you, you're not alone. So if you have that strengthened position of your people, bringing it back to that sense of connectivity and sense of belonging, it's a really beautiful way of showing how, you know, your modi and your life force is strengthened within the arms of others. So that's just my take on that. I haven't done that program, but I hear really beautiful things about it.
Excellent. What did you think about that, Rosie?
I think it's beautiful. Thank you so much for being on the show. And thank you, everyone. Am I echoing like crazy? Yeah, I am.
I'm not too sure who it is. I've got headphones on, so it's not me.
There's always something. Yeah, my apologies.
Okay. So if I don't think it's yeah, because you're muted.
Yes, I'm.
It might
Hold
be-
on, I will just, I'll check mine.
Potentially that's it. So it's okay. Oh, here we go. We got Watson here. Let me bring Mr. Watson in.
Yep, we'll bring him up. Kia ora.
Awesome.
Kia ora.
Mr. Watson, otherwise known as Taida. Kia ora, Watson. How are you, buddy?
You're muted.
Let me unmute him.
There we go.
Okay, he's going to have to unmute himself. Yeah, tap that little microphone button there, buddy, and bring yourself into the fray. He tapped himself. He's just got to click on the right clicker. Okay, very good. I think that also balanced out the audio issue as well. That's really good. Okay, here we go. Taida, how you going there, bro?
You know,
Kia ora, bro.
Kia ora, little sisters.
Hey, there you go. Actually, this is the first time we've actually met on online. Usually we're just short texting or every now and then. This is actually the first time we actually had a conversation outside of Facebook Messenger. So great to meet you.
Yeah, and
So
you, bro. Right?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. So today we're here to talk about what you guys are up to. Your group, your Facebook group is called. Let me just actually share that on the screen. Let's see if that'll allow me to share that on the screen without throwing everybody off the screen. Okay, so your group is called Te Arawa Haumaru. Now, we have a few Canadians here, so they probably will not be familiar with that. So I think probably a kind of an explanation might be required here.
Oh yeah. Basically, everybody, it's like a sub tribe. It's like you know, you got your main tribe, and then you got sub-tribe for the areas of where we're at, to put it plainly. And in these sub-tribes there, you have sort of people in place there to make decisions for the areas, and that's how our hapu run. And then as a collective around New Zealand, as each area makes their hapu, in that we come together as a collective to make decisions in that in every area. But basically, we're all providing a space with Hini Atua and some of our other brothers and sisters in there, just to preparation of what's happening in terms of these government entities and that all around the world. For all our Indigenous people, they got it in for us. Trying to make us live under their laws in that. But each one of us Indigenous people and cultures and nationalities, we all have our own, structures in place there from our ancestors, and we don't want to be governed by these things that are corrupting us, corrupting in our schools, the children, or just even the schools. The schools there, we're learning stuff that's not really of value in our life, and I'm sure this is happening all around the world. So that's what a whānau hapu is, and that's it's a big thing to us in that. And from then, everything will grow, like our children will grow by these ways there. And but there's so much things happening in the world today, and particularly on social media, so much lies. And it's good to have a good structure in it, and that's what we're aiming to do. There was supposed to be some a couple of other brothers on here, but some of them have got kapahaka or training sort of thing. But Hini Atua and I are here from our side in New Zealand, and the sister wants to say something over here. She can. She knows. She's really clued up in terms of sovereignty, and that's why she's here. She's every category needs a good administrator, and that's pretty much what her. You can't do anything without an administrator, and that. So that's basically what our aim is in that, as a whānau hapu or a sub-tribe.
Sub-tribe. Whānau hapu. Whānau is a family word. We have a few Canadians on here tonight because this is a Canadian show. So a whānau is a family and a hapu is a sub-tribe. So if you're not familiar with New Zealand, as most tribes have a waka. A waka is a boat, is a traditional boat. And your area is for example, I'm Tainui, although I'm, don't look it, I'm what they call a white Maori or a white Maori. You pronounce it correctly. So we have boats. The canoe represents our region, and it's run by a waka, which is a boat, and then we have a hapu, which is our sub, I guess, of the sub of the waka, and then they have these little groups around. So now I got something here. Now I don't know. Now I've been kind of listening to little birdies on the internet and kind of came across someone saying something about government and alternative government. So I've got this. I found this on your group as well. I found this, and it's inside Parliament, and it's the Speaker of the House going toe to toe while someone is doing a welcome. So I just want to play this just for some context, because I think we're going to ramp up, because we've also got one more video after this, so people can kind of get an idea of what's happening, because not a lot of people are familiar with. But there's a lot of protocol. There's a lot of protocol.
I'm sorry. If you guys just hear like the tarps, I'm surrounded by a bunch of plastic and tarps, and there's trucks rolling around behind me, and there's honking and stuff. So I'm keeping myself muted. I am by all means totally engaged, but welcome to Alberta, Canada. We have wind like you wouldn't believe. It actually blew over a portaloo the other night, the wind. So that was fun. Anyway.
Before we segue into that, now Now,
I'm not
Judy here.
Yes,
Judy here.
Rosie.
Yep. Rosie Convoy here, aka Judy. Although everybody that watches the show already knows that anyway. She's actually on day 75 of protesting in Canada against the carbon tax. Judy, just fill us in.
Yeah, it's I'm in Alberta, which is like the second province from the west. There's British Columbia, and then there's Alberta. And Alberta's like super rich in oil reserves and everything. But on April 1st, our Liberal government implemented a new carbon tax, which increased tax on everything by 23%. So we rolled out here, and yeah, it's slowly waking up people. Anyway, the show is about you guys. It's not about me. But yeah, day 75. Got here March 31st, and we've seen all kinds of weather. So you're hearing trucks, you're hearing traffic. We're right on the side of Highway 1. Yeah, Trudeau has no idea how incredibly tenacious Canadians are. Free folk all around. Like, the government will never, ever really realize until it's too late just how incredibly strong and determined we are, because that's all we need. We need each other, we need determination, we need hope, and we're getting it in spades because we're networking. And so, yeah. Anyway, that's day 75.
Awesome.
Day 75. She is hardcore. Yeah. She was our admin. There were three of us. Well, there were a couple of other admins, but we have the Convoy, New Zealand Truckers Convoy 2022 Freedom website. Not to be confused with Convoy NZ 2022. Completely different Facebook group. We set up the Facebook group for the north side. So, yeah. So she was our admin there. She was our connection into Canada during the actual 23-day stay at Parliament, and they were both going on simultaneously. So
yeah, I'm gonna show you something.
Well done.
Hang on, you'll love this. Hang on.
Let me go to your widescreen. You're going to turn it around, aren't you? There you go.
Nice.
Oh, hey, wakaputonga.
Yay.
Hey, it's been flying here.
Okay.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
like that. I like that flag.
Wow.
All the way in Canada.
Welcome to Canada. Yeah.
There's my invitation.
Yes, you should come down.
Invitation.
You should 100% come down. Oh, this is just a
I
quick
would
little
love
spot.
to.
There's the gang. This is where I've been for 75 days.
Beautiful. Keep up that good work. 75 days is a long time.
It is a long time. And when I first got here, there was snow and sideways rain and wind. There's always wind here because the Rocky Mountains are just on the road, like literally an hour drive away. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that because I've got this one back here, but that one is out there flying.
Oh, well done. I love it.
Yeah.
Hence, the show is called Between Two Flags, not Two Ferns. Although we could have used the fern. I was going to go with the fern as well, but we decided on Between Two Flags instead.
Well, given that it is a trade and exchange flag, exchange has a very vast concept. So, yeah, beautiful that they're flying together.
Yeah, we got this.
What do you think about that there, Tater?
Yeah, it seems to be like similar stuff that we do. I think there was a trucking convoy. I think New Zealand sort of, because they ended up having a trucking convoy here, a couple of them.
Yep, sure did.
And it was because of up in Canada, like the long convoys. They were on the news and all that. Next minute they're starting up one here, and then that ended up going pretty big too. But yeah, that's inspirational, Rosie. And it's the same sort of stuff that we sort of do here. We're all in the same boat.
We are.
In the same waka.
Yeah.
Okay,
so let's segue back into that little.
Yeah, Jason, you go take it from here because, like this plastic here behind me it's really noisy, so I can hardly hear. So I'm gonna rewatch it later. But Jason, by all means, You just, yeah, you take the microphone, and I'm going to mute myself. I'm so happy to be here and for hosting this. Thank you for being here.
No problem. I've got this video here lined up of Parliament, and I'm going to ask you questions about this.
Is this getting recorded, man?
Yep, this is recorded. This will be live forever.
Cool.
And let's listen to this. Where's the sound? Is there no sound coming out?
No.
Okay, let me just go back to our group photo. Hi, cheese. I got to reshare it again. The amazing modern technology. You have to reshare things if it sits stagnant for a while, because I normally get everything prepped, and then it sits stagnant for a while, and then you have to go ahead and stop the screen share and add it all in again, which I'm about to do right now. Now, this situation was, I don't really know what was going on. There was a waiata being introduced, and the thing is, Rosie, New Zealand Māori, there's a lot of protocols when it comes to meetings and speaking, and there's a lot of respect involved, you know. And when I watched this, I mean, we'll watch it in just a minute. I've already got it lined up again. But when I watched this, I was thinking, well, you know, fair's fair, but at the same time, they say that people are not allowed to speak from the gallery. Dismiss that. People are not allowed to speak from the gallery, but at the same time, considering the point of the meeting, some protocol should have been followed. So I'm in mixed minds here, because at the end of the day, they do hold the lay of the land here. And New Zealand is quite successful compared to the other Indigenous nations around the world. New Zealand is very successful and very strong when it comes to Indigenous rights and so on. Probably the most powerful out of all the Indigenous countries that have been colonized, that have been colonized. So New Zealand is they're very staunch, to be honest. So let's go and have a look. Let's share that one now. That'll be up and ready to go. Add that, and then let's pull that to the side, and let's have a listen. Hopefully that's going to play this time. Yep.
Excuse me, can I call for order in the gallery, please? Order in the gallery? Order in the gallery. There is permission for a waiata. The gallery is not the place for speeches. I hear you. I'm just waiting on the gallery to clear.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
I call point of order, Rarawi Waititi.
I find it extremely insulting that one of our rangatira was cut off, which is part of the protocol of the waiata today. And I call for an apology from the Speaker today, to te whakatohea, for rudely interrupting what was...
excuse me,
that was a point of order. Absolutely, because I take umbrage to that. I'm insulted by that, as te whakatohea.
We are.
So I call for the Speaker to apologise to te whakatohea before they leave these chambers.
Madam Chair, Madam Speaker, the purpose of these settlements is to acknowledge the wrongs of the Crown, to acknowledge the constant trampling and insults committed against Māori and direct losses. And yet, in the whole process, we find we keep committing further harm and insult. And that moment then was a complete unnecessary.
Itapika, what we allowed was to give you warning. You didn't use any of your cultural support you could have to have ensured the mana of this kaupapa, the mana of our iwi was respected. There was a very wrong here done today, and they must be apologised to before they leave. Otherwise, the very process of which every party supported today has been takahi.
There
I
is
please ask that you consider.
There is also tikanga in this House, and that I have to uphold.
All right. My job is to protect the tikanga of this Parliament. This Parliament. It is the Parliament of all people in New Zealand. And there is no intention to offend anybody in the upholding of its own tikanga. And tikanga does not allow for speeches from the gallery. It never has. And on that basis, we will now proceed. And those who do not want to accept that will unfortunately, that is, no change can be made. Call it as you want it.
Jason, you're muted. There you go.
Talk about, yes, talk about controversial. You can't get any more controversial than that. And we're also bringing in our next guest, Bam Whare. Whare also means house in New Zealand Māori. So we have Bam Whare. Kia ora, bro. As we say in New Zealand, kia ora.
Kia ora.
This is Rosie Convoy over here on my right.
I'm in
on my right, I think. And you know the other two. So, what was the situation here? So just so we can build some context here, what was the purpose of this meeting here that we just saw? Who's going to answer that?
That was in the government house there, and they were broke protocol. That was the rangatira, one of the kaumātu was there having a prayer before they break out into this waiata. And as you've seen, there was different speakers from different parties stand up and say what was wrong there. Like even in other parties, some Māori spoke up saying that the break protocol, and that was quite rude in it. Yeah. So that's what was going on there. A bit of a karakia before the waiata.
Yeah, well, I just kind of like, I was looking at her and I was just like, why bother? Just, you're a New Zealander. You know what's going to happen. Why fight it? And it just shows the sheer hubris and snobbishness, to be honest.
Yeah, whilst I can understand that they have their own protocols in Parliament, in my position and my view, ture tikanga, and ture tikanga being the first law of this land, shall be upheld first and foremost. So if we want to uphold our traditions and our way, then that's what we should be able to do, whether it's Parliament, whether it's anywhere in this country, because we've done that always. So for Mr. Brownlee to stand up and say that he's trying to uphold the tikanga of that whare, well, he's disregarding the first tikanga of the land. So, you know, in my opinion, that's just not okay.
So in this case, it's a case of land first, everything else later. Land is first.
Yeah, well, yeah, without a land, you can't have anything on it, and you know,
can't even have any mana.
Yeah.
So as the kaitiaki of this whenua, we actually established the first laws of this land. When the Europeans came in, they came in with their constitutions, their doctrine, their law. However, we still uphold our own sovereignty, so they do not have the right to takahi or step on the mana of our culture. So we're well within our rights to uphold our traditions in any space on this whenua, on this land.
And that brings me to my next point, because I'm slowly building up, trying to build context for the viewers, because even I kind of get what's going on. I mean, because I keep an eye on what's going on. But just think, we're going to take one more video, and then we're going to get right into the nuts and bolts of what you guys are going to be doing there in New Zealand. So I've got one more. Hopefully this will play, but perhaps not. But let's close this one up. And I've got one more video. Now, this is a TikTok video. And someone will have to give me some context about this, I mean, exactly when it was, because it looked pretty recent. And I think it was very recent. I'm just not too sure of the date. Okay, so let me just share this one again. Okay, let me just load that up. No problem. Building context is all about understanding. Okay, add that one to the stage. Here we are. No, I've got to share it again. It's a funny thing, isn't it? So let's just remove that and go back to our group photo. Everyone say cheese. We're here in a group photo. And while we're here, Mr. Baum, is that your actual name or do you have another name?
I have another name, but Bam's easier to pronounce.
Okay. Is it indicative of like one of those old remember Batman when you said bam, ow, kapow?
Yeah.
No, that's an old nickname of mine I was given when I was young, a boxer.
Oh, boxer, bam, and the dirt is gone. There you go.
No.
That's what the boxers do. They clean up. They clean up. Excellent. And you're in the group also?
Yes, I am.
And what's your role in the group?
Actually, he's the creator of the group.
Okay, we're getting down to it.
It's a role of all sorts, I suppose.
What was your purpose behind building the group?
My main purpose was a lot of our people over here, both Māori, both Pākehā, and all other Indigenous groups, all other groups over in here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, they really don't know what's going on. Quite a lot of them, and I think the objective of bringing this group together was just to let them know that there are people you can talk to. There are a group that is of the same mindset as they are in terms of what's going on. And the whole objective is to keep everybody together, keeping them safe. It's like so you've got a committee group like this one here. We call it Kaitiaki, and that's the protectorate group over all the people, keeping them update with news that comes across the airwaves, and just keeping them up to scratch with everything actually. So that's the whole purpose of this group, keeping them safe and letting them know what's going on tomorrow.
Excellent. Okay, last video, and I think this is the real icing on the cake. Slow winding, and now I'm going to play the last video, and it starts off with a News One story, so it should be ready now, and hopefully nothing's going to go wrong. So let me just add that. Okay, TikTok, all this vertical imagery. So just play that.
Thousands of people took to the streets today in a show of opposition to the government policy impacts on Māori.
The nationwide hikoi ended with the bombshell announcement from Te Pati Māori that it would establish its own parliament. Alice Wilkins reports.
Protesters carried banners and flags through central Rotorua this morning, but their voices carried across the country.
Everything that the government is doing is against Māori, and we are not standing for it. So that's why we are here today.
We're here for our culture, for our people, for our generations to come. A call that was being echoed.
Government can't continue to treat us like second-class citizens in our own country anymore, and this shows it. This is only Rotorua, so I don't know what's happening across the country.
In Auckland, police and protesters started to gather from early in the morning, readying their vehicles and fixing their flags to drive into the city centre together en masse.
We are a bunch of teachers who have come this morning to support the kaupapa.
This government is taking away our mana motuhake.
We just want to be us, tūturu, whenua, we belong here.
And there were plenty of supporters waiting for them along the way. coming together to rally at Auckland's Aotea Square. But they were far from finished. What started in cars out on the road this morning has continued on foot as thousands take this hikoi to Queen Street.
Protesting against how this government has totally failed. Totally failed, not just Māori, but anyone struggling, anyone down at the bottom.
Very emotional, really. It is.
It's a proud moment for us, for Tiwi Māori. There was also a show of numbers in Wellington as the crowd made its way to the Parliament grounds, greeted by Te Pāti Māori, who had a new call to action to share.
We are in activation mode. Today, the revolution starts! It is time for our own parliament!
Rawiri Waititi indicating Māori would start their own separate parliament from the steps outside the beehive, saying all Māori would be listened to with the focus on mokopuna livelihood and decision. A rallying cry after a day of mobilisation across the country. Alice Wilkins, News Hub.
Wow. There you go, man. That the one thing I couldn't help notice, Rosie, was how actually respectful the news was actually compared to the over COVID-19 when they went to Parliament there. The news, they treated it so differently, didn't they?
Yeah, they
really,
sure did.
really differently. I think because they need to dance around on glass edge, when it comes to Māoridom in New Zealand.
I still hear the river of filth ringing in my ears. I mean, call people that. It's just, it's
The river of filth. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Just a segue there, but really, really quite different reporting there, guys. So this is it. This is what I heard on the internet, and that's why I gave Taylor a call. Well, not a call. I sent him a message. Actually, it was like, "What's up with this? I want to hear about it. I want to get down to it. What's going on? A separate parliament." So they said it on the news, folks. So it's not a conspiracy. So that's why we're here today to talk about at least what you can talk about it. And so you guys, how close are you to this activity? Let's start with Bam, because he looks like he's the starter of the group. Is this what you started it for, Bam?
Exactly. Also, a number of other reasons as well. There's a lot of division in our country at the moment, and it's been pushed. The division has been pushed by you've got your, people on either side. In particular, one side that's trying to keep our people apart from the Pākehā people, just trying to create heavy division, and a lot of our people are not like that, But then you'll honestly have your naysayers who are sitting around there trying to pick a fight as well. But that's one of the other main reasons too, is we want to try and stop this division that's been pushed in our country. So another reason why this group needs to be started up. And in this group here, we also have a lot of European people in this group. That it's not one-sidedly Māori. In this group, we open. It's typical of our people. We open it up to everyone who has a concern, of what's going on. So yeah.
That's right. For me, it's kind of like an alternative universe. There's like the weaponization of Māori in Parliament. So it's as if there's like two levels happening here. There's like the regular Māori, and then there's like the weaponized Māori who are running around in Parliament, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Is that the goal? Is that the goal to end that?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, the weaponization of Māoridom, because it has really gone that way.
Yeah.
Now, Hina, you were saying earlier that you perform certain roles. So could you tell me about that?
Yeah, so I came up against certain government departments, and what I realised was that our people are severely disenfranchised by the system. And not just our people too. I mean, if the government was to strip Māori of their rights, this is not going to just disadvantage Māori. It will disadvantage all people here in Aotearoa. So what I decided to do was sit down and create something that would give Māori a framework to establish themselves in their own area, or their own rohe, as it's referred to. And the idea was to place everything under hapu authority, help hapu to establish themselves as their own governance structure, set up their own native courts, set up their own providership, their own supports and services and programs, so that they can then run everything from a te ao Māori-based concept. Now, the idea around that is bringing it back to everything that is divine law, natural law, and holistic styled approach. So I have been doing this for a few years now, and I sort of move in the background because I don't want to create more of an issue with myself and the government at the moment, because they do have an issue with what's happening and what we're trying to do. But the idea is to have a 10-year framework where you establish yourself under a certain blueprint of this work that I've created for hapu. So Haumaru is a platform that is part of this work. And eventually, when it's established properly in other areas, we'll have our own native defence force, our own people that deal with, securing certain areas, ensuring that our data sovereignty is kept in check. Just a multifaceted platform. And so this comes with a model that covers 8 different Māori sectors, or different sectors of support, with different programs that hapu can establish. So I'm delivering that mahi at the moment to Wharetoa and to Waiariki. Later on, when it's running properly, as it should be, it will be delivered to other areas across Aotearoa. It is a customisable concept based on the tikanga of each hapu. And this is the thing with Māori. We are so different across the country that you cannot just go to one rōpū or one group of Māori and say, here, this is what you're going to do. You have to give them a foundation to work from. And basically, for myself as a kaitiaki, I work alongside them until they don't need my support anymore. And they are able to create whatever they want from this work or from this mahi, so that they can further assist their people in the way that they can do best. For years, we've seen that the government is not actually able to assist our people or any other, culture in this country, and they've severely destroyed this economy. So if we are going to do anything about it in this time moving forward, to leave anything for our children, then we need to go backwards to move forwards. And what I mean by that is going back to the ancient ways in a modernised concept. So that's ultimately what I'm trying to deliver to Māori, and open that up for other cultures to come into our Māoridom. Hope that makes sense.
Yes,
yeah,
it
we're
does.
definitely, that's kind of what we're leaning to here in Canada. Because one thing is for sure is that there are so many battles on so many different fronts, and the one thing that we absolutely 100% can always rely on is each other here in Canada. Canadians coming together like I've never seen. Just like the Freedom Convoy, on a smaller scale, we don't have a lot of people, but it's the people that are desperate, that have never been to a protest, that show up because they've got questions, they're hurting, and it's everybody coming together. That's all we can do, and not just here in Canada. Not like this has to be global. All free folk, we all stick together.
Absolutely.
And I completely agree.
Sorry about that. Okay, there is another group. I can't remember the name of them. I know that they were issuing driver's license. They were issuing driver's license, and they were issuing like sheriffs. And, what was that?
Monica East. Oh, I can't remember his Eastick, and I can't remember his name either. So they were doing everything under Te Moana Nui a Kiwa. They were issuing sea passes or waka passes under He Waka Putanga, using certain parts of the Passports Act. What they were doing, I can only comment on what I know from people, and this is where you've got to be really careful. If you don't understand the law or legislation, and you're being issued a document please make sure that you know, 1, how to use it, 2, how to back yourself, and 3, understanding the legality that places you in and knowing how to stand in your mana. So, you know, there's a lot of people in these different sovereignty spaces, and, you know, I do love all of these different concepts of sovereignty, or what we refer to that as tino rangatiratanga, but some people are getting into trouble because they don't actually understand the contents of a document, or you know, for example, those licenses, so they're not able to speak to it. And this is where we're really trying to create a platform where if we are issuing anything that's respective of our jurisdiction, we have those people that can go in and support those people in each region so that they're not getting into trouble. So yeah, that's all I can speak to on that front with those people.
Yeah, that's right. I did go over her website, but I did notice one thing that seemed to be successful is that they were using a particular license, driver's license. And I did see a video where the person was stopped by the police, and they gave a lot of evidence that they don't need to follow the law, the colonial law. They have their own law, and they were just said, okay, after 5-10 minutes of discussion of him refusing to comply or to stand under them, the cop just sort of gave up. She just said, okay, on your way. So
Well,
is that the
that's
sort of
true,
thing
because-
that's becoming more and more common now?
I mean, even on the police website, it states that they police by consent. So you don't have to consent to anything that they are trying to make you do. If they pulled you over, if there's no victim, then there's no crime. So they don't actually hold the jurisdiction to assist you in any moment that they're trying to pull you over for. However, also when it comes to, you know, your motor vehicle or the claim of right to travel, there is certain legislation that you can utilise. However, if you're utilising the system by way of your car's registered under their commercial system, then they do have the right to pull you over, unless you've pulled your vehicle or your waka underneath your own jurisdiction and created a private situation where you're contracting in the private.
Yeah, I have seen this also play out in the US as well. And it seems that the ones that do cooperate, you know, the smart police tend to sort of realize that they're out of their corporate jurisdiction, and they're into the realm of the natural person. So, but of course, you get the policemen who really just, you know, having a bad day or just want to give it a go and arrest them, and eventually they just get let off anyway. So it's interesting how it's called a waka, a mode of transport, and then you're not actually driving; you're on a journey.
Exactly, you're traveling from point A to point B in your private capacity. So yeah, it's your private conveyance. And I mean, here in this country, you know, we still come under the, you know, the same rights as the UCC. So we are able to use certain parts of that as well. However, for me as a Māori, you know, my people walked this whenua prior to these roadways and these access points being here. So I'm well within my rights to travel in my private capacity as I see fit.
So where to from here? Are you all in the same areas? Tater, where are you based? I know that you're in the country. Well, New Zealand's a lot of country, but you're in a farm area.
Yeah, I'm based in the North Island in New Zealand. I'm probably about 15 minutes from Bad, and probably another hour and 10 minutes from Hiniatua. But yeah, we're all in the same sort of area. And where to from here? We are trying to wake people up. Too many people over the years. Some people know what's happening, but they're just too mangere or too lazy to do anything. They won't want to do anything.
I come from Mangere.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I'm a South Sider. But luckily, I'm not Mangere. I'm just raised in Mangere.
That's good.
Lucky.
You better tell Rosie what that means.
Yeah, I'm but no, we're finding the same trouble. We're having
Yeah.
the same trouble here in Canada. A lot of people are awake, but they're just not showing up. It's like they just want all the hard part to be over. So they're it's already, the past. Everything is hunky dory. So no, it's been frustrating. There's been nothing like the Freedom Convoys here in Canada, and then all like with you guys at the Freedom Village. It'd be really nice to see that kind of turnout again, but I don't know. It's like the despair has set in, and everyone's in survival mode. We're finding a lot of like the wounded types showing up. They don't know where to turn to. So anyway, I'm not discouraged because we're getting a lot of support from the public and from people driving by. But no, it's like, why don't you just show up? What are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna bitch and whine about it on Facebook instead?
Yeah,
like, just show up.
exactly.
Just get there. Just do something.
Yeah.
Do anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think what it is that like there's a form of complacency set in. Like there was a big charge over the jab, and of course that there was enough numbers that it literally toppled her castle, and she fell off the throne and had to be replaced with another one. But since then, I think people kind of sort of considered that to be like the big fight, and that it was all downhill from there. No, that was only the beginning, to be honest, because they have just continually. It doesn't matter who's Labour or National; they've just continued to implement further and further and further. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
That was the amuse bouche. Like, we haven't even moved on to appetizers yet. I mean, come on.
What
For
were you
me,
saying there,
Labour and National are the same. They both have
Yeah.
the same puppet master. They're just trying to create different sides. So, I mean, for me, if I was going to move in that sort of energy, I would, and if I was wanting to gather people for, this evil narrative that they have with their agenda, I would create 5 different options. So, people have the right to choose. It's still the same team. It's still the same crap, but they think that they're getting a choice.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's like it's the media. I'm always about the media. I went to film school and done a bit of media myself, and I'm like, well, you didn't trust the media during COVID-19, but now suddenly, on certain issues, the hot things, the hot button issues, now suddenly it's like, oh, did you read this and stuff? Did you read this? And News Hub, and it's like, well, hang on a minute. You didn't trust them the first time, but what changed? Now you're trusting the narrative again when they're trying to push you and to distract you away from what's really happening in your home turf. Right? The whole thing, my example is Israel. And
well, don't you know we got the bird flu coming up?
Oh, we got the bird flu. We got the dangerous bird flu coming up. That's right. We got another distraction.
Yeah.
That's right. Well,
we need a bingo card of bullshit. Where we just we play international bingo.
I
tell you what, I'll make some and we'll just sell it as merch. How's that? Support the channel, We'll just the bullshit bingo, straight out between 2 flags. We'll have the Canada edition and the New Zealand edition, and the Maori edition, and the Native American, the Aboriginal Native American edition.
Right.
Same shit, different pile.
So, Bam, what do you reckon? What's your take on all this? How do you think things are going to pan out from here for your organization, for your group?
Well, the next couple of months will soon show. With the build up of this group we are creating, like the brother was saying. Our whole objective is to build our group, keep building, and try and create those relationships with our other people and other regions as well. Trying to build it up at the same time, staying under the radar until our people, our so-called officials in the parliament start dealing with the creation of our parliament. So what we're trying to do on this side is build up a huge nucleus of people who are aware of what's going on and getting them prepared for what's coming, because what's coming, we just know something's coming. It's going to be big, and we need to be prepared. And what capacity that will be, at least we're aware of it coming, and we're getting ourselves as ready as we can. Yeah, so hopefully by that time that our government, our new government, Māori government, will have started creating the building and building the structure of independence, and bringing all our people from here in New Zealand and Aotearoa along with us. Not leaving a soul behind. Whoever wants to come and fight this evil in any way we can. So that's the whole objective of this kaupapa, of this group.
Let me unmute myself so I can tell you to unmute yourself, please, Jason.
Yeah, so did you hear me?
Sorry about that. Yes, yes, I did hear you. Yes, thank you, Rosie. I muted myself. Okay, so I was thinking, like, right, I totally agree with that. Actually, just setting up the basics, even for the first stage of the simulation, because this actually needs to happen. And I was all for this last year during the local council elections. A lot of the people from Parliament that came out from the convoy, the Freedom Village there, they started getting involved in local politics, and I always thought that they should be doing that. And even if they don't win, they should form a simulation of a government and a simulation of a council, and they should be looking at every issue, and they should be solving them and getting the results and putting those results out there. It's like, this is the alternative option. This is what should have been done. Right? So you get a council or a local council, you even get a simulated government, and you actually take an issue and the government's mishandling, and actually form, do an entire simulation of a house representatives and all that, and go ahead and simulate it. And it's also good practice as well, because a lot of these people aren't professional politicians. These guys up there in that house, that beehive, these guys are professional tricksters. They're well trained from when they were young. They're born, and a lot of them are groomed into it. I mean, some of them are accidental, but most of them are groomed into it from connections and all that sort of stuff. Look at the WEF, Young Global Leaders, and all that. All of this comes into that. These are all part of the big issues of the day that New Zealand is still grappling with, even though that Klaus Schwab has quit. I think his grandson has taken over. So what's the difference, isn't it, really?
New Zealand and Canada. Don't forget. Don't forget, we're all in this together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A simulation of a government. So what do you think about that? I mean, is that what you guys are going to do? Because you're going to need some practice.
Well, this is what we're doing. We just need to bring this model and this structure to more people so that they can do it. So instead of having a nationwide government, we're going to bring it back to community, back to that village-based mentality, so that it is governance within region to region. And, for example, taking over structures or agencies like Oranga Tamariki that aren't actually acting in good faith and are being unlawful and basically kidnapping children. We have our own services that we bring in so that we can take those children out of that agency and bring them back into ours. So, this structure will be delivered. I mean, other people might have their own. So we're really just looking to find those other people who are ready to do this sort of work, because we are currently establishing it.
Now we have a group emerging called Challenging New Zealand Councils. So they're coming up now. They've just sort of entered into our space here, and so I just joined their group the other day, and they're now acting on doing not obviously the same thing, but they're actually now starting to get organized to prepare to counter decisions that local councils make. So but this needs to happen. It needs to happen at the grassroots level. The protesting is fantastic. It's wonderful because it shows if you have enough people on the day that it does actually budge. It does budge them along. It does move them along, and they're kind of forced to. Like there was a day I think during the convoy that probably at least half the country was out on one particular day, and I think there was Man Up and all that. They were crossing over the Harbour Bridge at the same time, so you had all of that activity happening around the country, plus what was going on down at Parliament. You know.
Well, it
So,
shows
Jason,
that we're the majority.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, my screen just froze. It came up. Yeah, so there you go. Excuse me. Yes, Rosie, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just jumping in. We're at the 1 hour mark. Are we going for 90 minutes, or can we do a part two? I've kind of taken over the multi-purpose room. There's a handful of protesters here that want to use this room that I'm sitting in. So.
Sure. I think we could probably because we really want to talk with Big Bear because Big Bear is out there as an Indigenous, and I think they're grappling with something very, very similar. So Candice Hina has said that she's going to be available at that time. I know probably the boys are working at that time, so maybe it can be a smaller group. That's okay, but we could probably pick this up on Sunday again around about the same time, and hear a little bit from the Canadian Aborigine perspective. It's strange that they're called Aborigines, but because I always think Australia, you know.
Well, actually, they don't like being called Aboriginals Indigenous. They say everybody who was born in Canada is Indigenous. So they've actually some of them prefer to be called Indians again because that was what the name they were given. It was the government that gave them the title of Indigenous, which they were rejecting. So, like, no, anyone born in Canada is Indigenous here. So,
I think what we'll talk about on Sunday is the weaponization of the Indigenous system, the United Nations weaponization of Indigenous people, because I think that's largely what's been happening here for a certain key group. And although I don't think that should discount how much power iwi have always had in New Zealand, they've always been able to wield a mighty force against the New Zealand government, and they've always been able to get the New Zealand government to come around to making changes. But recently, with the introduction of the Indigenous People program, I can see that being a definitely weaponized as well. So how about that? Whoever wants to come on Sunday at the same time at 2 p.m. New Zealand time, 8 p.m. 2 p.m. Monday. It'll be Monday 2 p.m. for New Zealand. It'll be Sunday 8 p.m. for Canada, MST time, Mountain Standard Time. How about that?
Yeah,
folks?
my good friend Colin Big Bear, he'll be available for that time. He's I kind of mismanaged a little bit. He is expecting Sunday night, and apparently it was tonight. So, but he is he's already set aside the time. So Sunday night Canadian time, Mountain Standard Time, and at 8 p.m. Was it 2 p.m. on Monday for you guys?
2 p.m. Monday.
But,
yes.
I think it'd be great. And you know what? I promise I'll find a quieter place because I'm gonna have to rewatch this because there's just way too many noises. But it's not a bad thing. There's a lot of honking.
It's sunny there, and it's 9 o'clock at night, so you're in daylight savings.
It's 9:15 p.m. Yes, it doesn't get dark here until like after 30 here. But I don't know if you guys want another quick tour, I can give you guys another quick little walkabout.
Yeah, let's take a look at your camp before we wrap it up. I'll put you on the big screen. I'll put you on the big silver screen. Showtime.
Change the camera around. Oh, it's great here. Day 75. Is that it? Oop, there's my hand. All right. There's everybody here playing games. So this is our new maple stage. We built a stage so when we have musicians out.
Wow.
Cool, okay? There's the sun. And there's the camp. And then here.
Diesel flag.
How's that, eh?
E whakaputanga.
Right? That's for you guys.
Aye.
Just letting you know we're fully supporting you guys here.
Thank you.
And then I'll show you something actually kind of comical. You'll love this. Oh, so yesterday morning, Justin Trudeau's motorcade drove past us. Here, yeah, I'm gonna full screen me. Here we go.
Okay, so I can't do that. Okay, I just tried something. There you go. Thanks. I was trying to make you full screen and us on the side.
How's that, eh?
Nice.
And look, it's Trudeau
Oh,
in
it's
blackface.
blackface.
Oh, there he is.
It's Justin Trudeau's infamous blackface.
Yeah, he drove past me yesterday. How awesome is that? So there's the camp. That's where I'm staying.
Wow.
Day 75.
This started on April 1st, April Fool's Day. So
Wow.
in the first couple of weeks, there were hundreds of people all around the country. After 75 days, it started to whittle down. But these guys are really hardcore out there, and they got the Hei Whakaputanga flag out there as well. So all good in the hood.
Trudeau's worst nightmare, baby. Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh, we're extremists. Ooh.
Well done.
We might help our fellow man. Oh no.
You're extremist to you?
Vegetables, a vegetable garden. Oh no, 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 no.
Well done.
All right, very good. Very good. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We will wrap this up here. I think it's too bad I closed it. Actually, I was going to play that video again before we leave, but we'll get another one coming up. We'll get another video the other day. The next one. So thank you so much, Bam, Whare, and Bam Whare, Taylor Watson, and Candice, I've always known as Hine, with a very long name. It's so small I can't read it. I'm looking at a very small screen here. Let me put you up there.
Very nice to meet you.
I want to actually, here you go. Hina atua te arikinui arangi. There you go.
Well done.
Oh, not bad.
Well done.
There you go. Hina, what does it mean?
So it's referring to the Sky Father and me being a protected daughter of the Sky Father. There's many different interpretations of it.
Wonderful.
Chiefess of the Father of the Sky.
Excellent. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. That was fantastic. So now we'll get into I want to get into the Canadian side with you guys as well. So because that's going to be really interesting. But yeah, very interesting to find out what's going on. I'm going to keep a very close eye on this because I think it's something that really needs to happen. I don't usually say much, but yeah, this is something that I think is well overdue. But it has to be done very carefully, very subtly, and also very professionally because we have it's a very sensitive issue. But why not look at history? Borders change, governments change, systems change all the time. Thousands of years of history, and nothing has stayed the same.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
the
everyone.
build up has started here.
Thanks all the guests. Sorry, I totally interrupted. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Thank you so much. Yes, it is a Canadian thing. I can confirm that. I think I just proved it. We say sorry.
All good. Yep. All right, we're gonna roll the outro. And do you want to just do your outro? I'll give you the big screen, and you can do your outro, and you can say goodbye to your viewers. Once I find you, there you are.
There you are. All right, Timber Traveler, Frosty B Rocks Insights, and thank you so much. I know Mr. Procky. We need to hang out again soon. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Tune in on Sunday night, Canadian time, Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. We'll be going live again with some of our guests and hopefully get Colin Big Bear in here. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And don't forget to like and share this video. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to ring the notification bell so that, you'll know when I go live again, which hopefully maybe we'll just hang out tomorrow on panel. So anyway, thank you, Jason. Thank you, guests. I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name. I've got until Sunday night to study, so I promise I'll do that. So Anyway, love you guys. Much love from
Thank
Canada.
you.
Yeah, kia kaha. That's all I gotta
Right.
say.
Kia kaha.
Kia
Hei
kaha.
konera.
Eko.
Oh,
Eko nana.
thank